Okay, here's just a brief demonstration of how to use VoiceThread. If you haven't looked at the lecture video yet, even in the lecture video from this unit, Unit 3, it looks a little different because that was in eCollege, so how you access it is a little bit different in D2L. It is located in the main module, or in the main navigation there, so if you go to Content, I'll show you how to get to it real quick. Scroll down, and you'll see VoiceThread is down there. So you will probably already have a written artifact. So I'm going to select VoiceThread, and it's going to launch in a page kind of like this. It's going to think for a little bit. Look for the class named Spring 2019, and there's the name of the class, right? So only one of you need to actually create it in the group, and then the other ones can join that thread, that same voice thread, if you share it with them and comment on it. So create one. I'm just going to create a new one. You won't probably have any voice threads to select from. And this is where you add your poster or your artifact to reply to for each of you to comment on. So that can be your written piece, or if you put an actual poster together, that's going to be here. So I'm going to click Add Media. I'm going to go on my computer, and I'm going to look in my downloads. You might have yours elsewhere, but I'm just, wherever your file is stored, navigate to it, hit open. It's going to add it in here. You're going to give it a title. I'm going to say Writing Assignment 3, Rhetorical Analysis. You don't have to enter a description, but make sure you do have the title so I can find it pretty easily. And you don't need to worry about these other tabs. You can enter a description if you want to, but you don't have to. Really, the only thing that's required here is the title. So click Save. And there is your first VoiceThread. You're going to share and return to the course. So when you share it, you want to make sure excuse me, that others are able to view and comment. And here is the place that you actually share it with. So that actually puts it in the class, right? And there it is. So when you share it with your team members, you will search in contacts to find your teammates. And you're only going to have 2 other teammates at the most. Some of you, I think, are in a smaller group of 2, so you would put them in there to make sure that they can find it. The other person comes in and would leave comments on it. So that's going to pull up, and then basically you can add little, oops, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, you can add comments to it. You can either do audio or just basic tech, and when you're responding to it, you're responding to specific elements. Just pick out a couple to respond to. You do not have to, as a group member, respond to every single one of these, but I do want some engagement with some of these elements. You pick which ones you want to respond to. Now, when you respond to it, don't just read it. You can read some parts of that section, and yours, by the way, might look different than this. It's okay if you didn't use the same exact format here. I'm more interested in making sure that you have the components than the specific layout. That's okay if you don't have the layout. So anyway, add a comment. That can be text, audio, video if you want to get really fancy, but basically just add a couple of comments that specifically call out 2 sections, and make these better than I agree. It's kind of like a discussion, but it's just a fancier form of a discussion, right?